Hey folks, it's Jason with Wired to Fish, and as you can see, we're in the kitchen today. Now, we enjoy catching bass and other large game fish for fun, but we also enjoy catching smaller panfish like crappie and bluegill for the kitchen. I've spent the last 9 months losing about 75 pounds, and a big part of that's been grilling fish a couple times a week. The old way I used to catch fish and store it was I would put a ton of fillets in a gallon freezer bag, fillet them all out, store them in the bag and freeze them, and then when I went to go eat them, you pull out like 5 or 10 pounds of fish fillets and have to cook them all up and eat them all at one time. So I started looking for a way that I could store just a few fillets to pull out, thaw them out 15, 20 minutes, cook them up on a grill in 5 or 10 minutes and be eaten and not have to spend all day cooking and prepping and storing fish you didn't eat at one sitting. So what I did is I got online, I researched a little bit and borrowed some ideas from a company called Fish, the way they vacuum seal their fish. And then also I read a study from the University of Alaska. And so I'm gonna share with you some of the things I found for an easy way to store a few fillets at a time and quickly pull them out, thaw them out, and prepare them for your meals. The first thing you've got to do obviously is clean the fish, and we've got a great video with Wally Marshall that shows you exactly how to clean a crappie, for example, so you can check that out below. But then once you've got the fish cleaned, what you want to do is just take a few of the fillets that will fit in a bag, in a Ziploc bag, and they'll lay in there flat. So I take the fillets, I put them in the bag, and then the next thing I want to do, I'm going to take all the air out, and I basically close the Ziploc bag, leave a little bit of hole and suck the air out, and then seal it off. If you have a vacuum sealer, great, that's even better. The next part is you want to freeze your fillets. So obviously put them in the freezer, freeze the fillets. After about a day, you want the meat to freeze hard, and this is the part that I got from that University of Alaska study. You want the meat to actually freeze up before you put the water on it. Let the fish sit in the freezer overnight, then pull them out of the freezer, add water, just a little bit, just enough to cover the meat, and then again, suck the air back out again, and then put them back in the freezer. That little bit of water will protect the meat from ever getting freezer burned. Then you're ready to pull them out and cook for the next time. Then there's just essentially 10 steps from the time you pull them out of the freezer to put them on your plate ready to eat. Take them to the sink, open up the bag and fill it up with cold water. Seal the bag back up and leave it sit in your sink. Now, depending on how big your fillets are or how many fillets you have in there, it could take anywhere from 10 to 30 minutes for those fish to thaw out. Once they've thawed out, you're basically gonna remove them from the bag, and then you might need to trim them up a little bit, make sure you got all the bones out of them, cut any little excess bone off, whatever might be left on there from a quick cleaning job the night you caught them. Once you've got all that done, then pat the fillets dry, then set them on your pan or your plate or whatever you're gonna get them prepared with to cook. The next thing I'll do is I'll either brush them with oil. A lot of people like to use olive oil, coconut oil. I've gotten to where I use butter with all the impurities removed out of it. So basically I just brush butter on them. I'll put some spices on it. You know, anything will work. A lot of people like lemon garlic. I've seen people even put blackened seasoning, Cajun Creole seasoning on there. I use a lot of like Caribbean spices, Flavor God spices, just lemon garlic, scarlet flavorings, stuff like that. I'll heat my grill up, get it nice and hot, and then I use these things called grill mats. Essentially it looks like a little piece of plastic that you can lay on top of the grill, and it can stand up to like 600 degrees. What that grill mat does is it allows you to lay the fish down on there, where you can slide a spatula on there and just flip them over. So I'll put the fillets all on the grill. I'll heat them maybe 2 to 4 minutes aside, put the spatula under it, flip it over, go another 2, 3, 4 minutes on that side, and they're done. I mean, and they're awesome every time. So it might take me 25 minutes from the time I pull them out of the freezer till I'm sitting down and eating.